So the last video I uploaded was a test server run from the private test before Danger Pack came out of Monkey Face Bat with unlimited triggers. And unsurprisingly, Monkey Face Bat ended up getting nerfed because that was way too strong. But I did get a comment asking to make another Monkey Face Bat team, so I went into customs today and tried to record it, only to discover that it doesn't work, as you'll see in a second. So here's the comment: make a Monkey Face Bat shop team with pets like Yak, Manatee and Leech. Feel free to build as you want and with as many of those pets as you want as well. Now, the reason this doesn't work is that Monkey Face Bat was changed, I think it was actually before release, so that it doesn't work in shop. And it was precisely to avoid people playing, Leech Camel with Monkey Face Bat also giving permanent stats, because I'm sure a version of it gave permanent stats at some stage. However, what we're going to do today is work around that by playing Potu, which is the bird guy at the back here. You almost never see this unit outside of a weekly, but I think it's actually pretty decent, and it will work in the shop. So you can see when the Leech hit the Sphinx, the Potu gained temporary health, and we can make use of that by trying to concentrate stats from the Monkey Face Bat onto the Potu. Now obviously you could run this combo without the Monkey Face Bat. We're just trying to mix things up by using a variety of units that don't normally make much of a splash in customs. So here we go, we get the donut. Now initially the way I'd imagined this is that all the stats from the Monkey Face Bat would end up going to the Potu, but it doesn't work that way. Monkey Face Bat specifically says that it buffs 2 pets. So the Potu is guaranteed to get one of the buffs each time, but not both. So actually that means that we can play double donut if we really want to, and try and increase its stats that way. So you can see there that Monkey Face Bat triggered twice because of the hedgehog, and the Potu got buffed both times. But I think it was the Leech and the Clownfish both got 1 buff each. There is another donut there, but I think we're going to leave it for now. Gelada. For a while I have been playing with no Gelada in the pack just for variety's sake, but the way the matchmaking is at the moment, most of the time you tend to be facing high roll opponents, which kind of makes it difficult to deliberately play weak teams. Or not necessarily weak teams, but non-standard teams, where really you would need to have everything firing on all cylinders to have a chance against normal opponents. But actually I think this team is stronger than it looks. So I'm going to take the Gelada this turn, and we can think about activating it in the future. But we can also take advantage of the fact that the donut on the Potu means that it's guaranteed to get buffed by the Triceratops here. I did kind of want to avoid the default Leech combos, but oftentimes you just end up in situations where there's really nothing else that makes sense to take. And I actually had this pack set up for a bunch of different variations on this team, because I had a few different ideas and I wanted to see which one would work out the best. So am I going to activate Gelada here or not? I think I probably do. There's also a donut in the shop, so if we use that, then the Monkey Face Bat is guaranteed to buff the Gelada and the Potu. I'm also thinking about taking the turtle, or terrapin rather. Yeah. So obviously donut, the big limitation is that you don't have any protective equipment, but we can just put the terrapin in front, and that means that we get the white ochre, which should make a big difference against a lot of teams. In fact, here I think it saves us. So Gelada out, buy sell the oyster. Oyster is another one that I stopped taking for a while, but it's just so useful to have a unit on tier 6 that you can just take under virtually any circumstances. So it's back into the rotation. Obviously with Leech we want to take Pita Bread as well, however I think we can't replace the donut. Well, I suppose we could, but I don't want to break the combo. So we're just going to take the manatee, I guess, or maybe I will actually just buy one of these food items instead. Manatee hitting itself is also going to affect the Potu. In fact, here I think this is, because we're on 9 wins, I'm trying to find one specific unit and not getting it. Yeah, we're actually on 9 wins, 5 hearts, turn 11, which is incredible. Could take the Wolverine here, but I think I'm just committed to finding the one unit that I want. And we don't get it. It is interesting that Potu works when Leech hurts it, rather than just friends. I don't know if that was a change at some stage, but I guess it does technically say anyone hurt rather than friends hurt. So yeah, we're just going to keep rolling down looking for the one pet that we're missing. And I'm double checking to make sure it's in the pack. There we go, Woodpecker. So if you watched the other video with Monkey Face Bat, it was Woodpecker that we actually obtained in Danger Pack using Red Panda. But of course in Customs we can just add it to the pack. I actually played a couple of games before this where I got to like turn 15 or 16 and didn't find any woodpeckers, which was very frustrating. But there we go, you can now see the bat working as well. Actually pretty rare here to face someone who is going for the Cuckoo Chick achievement, and it's a tie. I think if we'd found the woodpecker a bit earlier there and had another unit in the team, we could have won that, but unfortunately it wasn't to be. So Sunfish on an odd turn. So I think what we're going to do is put it in and then play some pita bread on one of the units that doesn't have any equipment. I guess here I could have really just moved the Sunfish one space forward and had the woodpecker at the back. But look at this, Fanboy Ochi going for a Queen Bee team. What's going to be inside the Fringe Head? It's bear, of course. I don't think this combo is working exactly the way Ochi wants it to. Maybe we'll see it in a video soon. But yeah, of course we're going to lose here. And another pita bread. Although now it's an even turn, the Sunfish isn't going to do anything. So I should definitely change the order around. In fact, we can just put pita bread on the Sunfish as well. Although it won't work unless I also give it some health. And luckily the stew hits it. To be honest there, I could have moved the leech behind the Sunfish and just got the permanent health. So that was probably a mistake. But it's just one of these situations where it's the... you just leave things in the same order, roughly. Out of habit, I suppose. Now actually there you might have noticed the last few turns it's basically all been Behemoth plus Monkey, or Behemoth or Monkey or both, and that's definitely something I feel like is seriously wrong with the new matchmaking, is that the variety, especially late, is very, very poor. Even this team here that we're facing on the other side, yes, it is an ailment team, you don't really see Mothman all that often, but again it's a team that has 3 scalers. So there's definitely something in the logic that's deciding on the strength of a team based on stats, because most of the opponents I face in the late game are all the same thing. So hopefully that will be fixed in the next update. So here, a bit of desperation, we get rid of the Sunfish because we're down to 1 heart. And we just take another Monkey Face Bat because, it's very thematic for this team. We don't actually need a higher level Woodpecker because we're going to get all the activations without it. Yeah, the Potu has 5 triggers. And then this is actually a more interesting team for what you would expect this late. But unfortunately for us, we have 0 disruption. And it's basically an invincible team with unlimited strawberries because of the Sparrow and Real Velociraptor. Actually, there was Racket Tail there as well. So let's move on to another version. I don't think this one is going to be too dissimilar. There were quite a few different variations in the pack, and some of them were going to be obviously more difficult than others to achieve. But I felt like some version of that previous team, we got to 9 wins very easily. So you'd think we should be able to win on, turn 11 to turn 13 or 14 without having to face all the Monkey and Behemoth teams. Level 2 Leech, not necessary. And actually here, I think we're going to find out that Garanuk is bugged. Okay, maybe not this turn. I actually knew this already, but it was just force of habit, and I think I played a few teams where I would have won if I just removed the front equipment. So that's why I brought it in. So we do win this one, and I think on the next turn I'm going to buy Donut and put it onto the Potu. Yep, there we go. And what you'll find in the next battle is that Gerenuk is actually going to remove our own Donut. So for some reason it now affects teammates as well instead of just opponents. And yeah, we end up losing to Hatching Chick. I really should have like a bingo board for customs where in the corner of the screen every time we face Hatching Chick, Monkey or Behemoth it just pops up. It just marks it off on the scorecard. So another Potu, that's great. That means that gives us a level up for tier 6. And we're probably going to need some kind of a tier 6 unit to complete the squad and have a chance. We're going to lose another heart here. So turkey and lobster in the shop as well, which is nice, but we don't really have space for both of them. And we get the saber-tooth. Not exactly what I wanted, but we might as well just take it. And I think I'm going to take the blobfish as well. Get the pill, and then we'll give a little bit more health to the saber-tooth since it's going to lose one every turn. So now the Potu is not losing any health, and we're also stacking up buffs on the saber-tooth. Gives us a much better chance overall, I think. Is this a back-to-back macaque opponents here? I think so. And we actually get a 1 HP win because of the mammoth buff. Perfect. Yeah, we're going to go for level 2 monkey-faced bat. Maybe take the durian? No. I don't think I really need the Cyclops here, but again, for a bit of variety, I took Quetzalcoatl out of the pack, because for a team like this, it would be pretty good, except for Leech, I guess. Actually, not sure if Donut affects Quetzalcoatl, because if it does, we could have steered the buffs away from the Leech until those 2 units at the front were level 3. And now we're just looking for Woodpecker again. Yeah, okay, Cyclops isn't necessary. We'll correct that mistake. And looks like we're just going to get the level 3 Potu naturally. Monkey, mark your bingo cards. Nice breakpoint there with the durian. Durian, another thing that I've mentioned a few times in the past, that it's very rarely in custom packs for me, but especially if you're facing a lot of scaling teams, it's pretty nice because it means you basically have a skunk ability without having to waste a board spot. And in teams like this, you're often very reliant on, having 5 spaces available on your team. Now then I chose Holy Grail. Is that normally on the right hand side? I feel like I either misclicked there or they changed the order of those toys. But yeah, on turn 12 you can see that Potu getting up to what was it, 1630 or something is pretty nice. And I think it happens after start of battle as well. So if it lost any stats from skunk or any other stat reduction, it should regain them. Yeah, +6 in shop, and then we should get another +24, is it? After that? Yeah, +24. And Monkey again on the opposing team. Actually a very, very traditional team. Was that the whole team of Pack 1 pets? I think it was. I'm not sure when the last time I actually had Holy Water in a video was. Probably, yeah, I guess it must be a Good Dog team that I did a long time ago. I'm just so conditioned to always take the Excalibur instead of Holy Water. Now here we go. We finally face a summon team instead of scaling, and it's fairly weak. Although they do have a very big looking ii in the back line, it's just level 1 dog, so we should be okay. Yeah, definitely. Given the size of the mammoth summons, we're in pretty good shape unless our team really gets significantly disrupted. Obviously, the mammoth summons are going to get bigger based on the woodpecker in battle as well. So if it got transformed or moved, then we could be in some difficulty. Actually, very odd looking team here with level 2 Lioness. Kind of odd combo to have Lioness and Rabbit. But the Boar, I think we're going to get rid of it with the Mammoth. Yeah. And the Leech has enough health to hang on from the stake hit. So one more win needed. Again, we're on 1 heart. I feel like I've had a lot of videos like this recently where it's 9 wins, 1 heart, and then just uploading anyway because we cannot make it happen. Turn 16. But Leech plus Sabertooth is such a strong combo. And actually, look who it is. It's our it's our opponent from the previous game. I don't know if this is exactly the same team or not, but T-Rex double unicorn. But this time, the mammoths that are being summoned are just so huge. We managed to take down the victory. So yeah, there's a few variations on this that I'd like to try as well, but I'm happy to finally get a half-decent win in hard customs with an off-meta team.